What we do is this: we basically give a certain number free with the main server, and then we charge you for additional licenses. Typically, we can always work something out with you if you're kind of a nonprofit or any kind of organization where we can give you more free licenses and things like that. But typically, we give about 5 free per copy of each of the different ones. Yeah, a lot of times what we do is we'll just give people free demos of everything. I mean, if it's free, when I say free demo, I mean like full license, no restricted license, just use it. And so the user portal, and this is where things change. And now I'm logging in with my username and password. So it's a little bit more like logging into any web interface. I log into my Gmail with username and password. I log into Facebook or anything like that.
Can you use your email addresses as usernames, or is the engine not capable of handling the?
I have not tried that yet, and I don't know if that would work.
That would make it easier for a lot of people to start for them.
Well, normally what we would do is this, right? We have a lot of we have people that are interested in Active Directory. So one of the things that we do is with Active Directory, usernames, email addresses, they're all the same because they have an exchange also behind it. So we just use that username and just fill it in here. I don't think it would support a full email address though, but it would probably support at least the user part of it. So yeah. Actually, that's the good point. So we could actually modify the login to deal with that. But the username would still be a username. I don't know if we can go as far as email. But so the user portal, it's still very familiar. Nothing's really changed much here per se. Basically, we have a unified mailbox, and I don't remember if this extension had any voicemail. So call routing is still here. And so what's probably going to, I mean, there are a few, again, a couple of extra settings here. So we really haven't changed too much on the user portal side per se. User portal is great. What we'll probably do is we will look into restricting access to certain modules in the user portal in probably the next version. So some ACL support where we can actually restrict the user's access to certain things, modifying his routing, probably ability to record and things like that. So that's what we're mostly focusing on per se as far as users are concerned. Another thing that we're really, really happy with users is actually putting in certain client applications for them to use. So lots of stuff like our desktop client is a user-based thing. So I'll get into videos of that towards the end of this. Yeah. Let me see. Let me just see if this will cooperate with me. So I can actually show you the BlackBerry application is here, and you can see it log in. It should. Okay, there it goes. It's just very slow. But so the BlackBerry application has now been updated for UCS 5, and what we're probably going to do here is this will actually change quite a bit in probably the next few months. We'll probably add a lot more functionality to this and change a bit of the interface. Yeah. So basically what we'll do is this will probably get updated more as we go along. So let me just briefly give you the demonstration of our single site redundancy. So basically, you can see here we have different boxes here to represent some of the things running. And if you're non-technical, ignore me for about 5 minutes. I'll just briefly go over this. So the arrows sort of represent the direction of sort of the replication. So you can see here some of these arrows have only one direction, meaning they replicate from master to slave right now. Cyrus will probably do some kind of master-master at some point, so this might actually change to a normal arrow. OpenLDAP is still master-master, and Postgres is simply master-slave. So the Postgres, what's happened, we're still using Postgres as a database for our logging. Much of our call logging is still going to be logged to a Postgres database, and we'll still use that for our metrics and things like that. Configuration is in the LDAP. The IMAP server, again, it's Cyrus. And we now have a Jabber server that also uses our LDAP, actually.
Everything that's kind of like admin speed access really fast is in the everything that needs all the settings, everything. We kind of use the Postgres just for logs per se, because SQL is just easier to process and analyze.
Yeah, and there's some more key benefits I can go over. Like I said, full identity management now. We have LDAP, and our LDAP is sort of, it's basically using much of the standard sort of login mechanism. So you can even use our LDAP server to authenticate your own system if you wanted to. So that's sort of the main advantages there. We have enterprise integration with Exchange and Active Directory. Right now you can actually, through some manual work, you can replace the IMAP server with Exchange. We'll look to make this a little bit more, but this is an active development. Active Directory, again, also active development that we're working on. And we have a full SOAP API. So I didn't show you this, and if you see an open source, you've probably seen this. And how many of you are familiar with the SOAP API? I've used it. So
what applications of the SOAP API? Maybe you can show
So-
video and then talk about them.
Yeah, so this is the basic SOAP API. You can see handle, action, and login. But the more interesting, it's very smart. So now you get a full SOAP API. Now, if many of you who've seen the open source and our latest open source, this is all in there. But this was not in our original commercial. It was a different API. It was actually a lot weaker than this. This has tons of settings. You can even send faxes through this, actually. So I'll show some videos on this, actually. So let me show you one. That's very cool.
Maybe while you're doing that, can you also put the audio, the mic,
Which one?
maybe you can narrate it. You know what? Why don't you narrate it?
It doesn't have any audio on it, so.
Not narrate it.
So basically, so you can see here, he's going to right-click this, and he's going to modify his preferences, basically, which is just his username and password. Same thing as the user portal. And so I have an email here I sent to myself, and it's a phone number. Let me call. And you can see here I had a soft phone logged in here that I can actually answer the call on. This is the more interesting part. I have a PDF file in my briefcase. Let me just drag it over here. Now I can send it as a fax. So on a fax number, and if anyone has ever tried this, faxing actually works internally in Druid, so it's kind of an interesting thing.
So why should this matter? This matters because for people who use Zimbra, and there are a lot of companies who are starting to use Zimbra, hosted or otherwise. In fact, we are working with a New York company who wants to host Druid and hosted Zimbra and do unified messaging and present.
So I'm going to log into my user portal here. Actually, Ming is logging in right now.
So here I am. I'm actually logged in into my own user portal to receive the fax. So if you look, yeah, there's no fax right now. There's only one voicemail. And then you see the fax came in. And you click on download.